Mad Merrigan here, coming to you on the late night shift. Some interesting runners tomorrow. I wanted to get them out. I do have a max bet in Newmarket, a 7 points win on a selection. But I do think there's some other interesting horses elsewhere. And I want to touch on a couple of the Newmarkets as well. I think I have 3 for Newmarket. And there's also another race I just want to touch on a little bit. Today, I done a double today on YouTube. I had a horse in Catterick. I think a very good horse. Just missed the break. Dream Casing, was it? Or something like that. Dream. Drawn in one, missed the break. Draw a line through the run. I'd say he's very well handicapped. I'd say he's a nice type of horse. And I'd say he'll win a lot of races. The jockey wasn't hard on him once he missed the break. In fact, he never even tried to win the race after that. But he was a little unorganised. And he's a horse with a lot of upside. So we'll catch him again. And the other horse of Berlotti, very, very disappointing. He has 2 cracking runs, lads. But I'd say now he has 2 middling runs now to go with the 2 very good runs. So he's not just as reliable as you'd like him to be, and I'll be leaving him off. Now, he will pop up someday and absolutely bolt in, no doubt. But I get the feeling he's a horse that will win when everything goes perfect. He had no excuse yesterday. Everything did go right, to be fair. Right, on to today. We have Newmarket, which is obviously very interesting. The start of a really, really great weekend. I bashed him at this meeting last year. I'm hoping for much of the same. Had a massive anti-post bet landed in the Falmouth Stakes on Richard Hannon's filly. We were on her around 5 to 1, 11 to 2. She actually was around the same price on the day. And she won, Snow Lantern. So, yeah, we had some we had a right field there. And we had a good touch on a few other horses here. We were just touched off. I think I had a 66 to 1 horse or 50 to 1 horse beating a half a length in one of the 2-year-old races as well. Sam Maximan or something like that. I can't remember his name. But yeah, it was a great meeting last year. Let's hope it's as good this year. We are having the preview recording it a Thursday at 1 PM. If you're a judge, you want to come on and preview. I was just talking to one of the lads behind the scenes, and I was thinking for the previews moving forward, I think when previewing the big meetings, I was going to have guests on, but I think the more I think about it, the more I look into it and think if we're previewing a meeting, it's maybe best to have on people that are knowledgeable on what we're talking about. And we will set up the Casual Fan podcast in the near future where we can have any fan on that they can come on and just chill, have the crack. We can talk any sport, talk any topic, and just enjoy it. So, yeah, I think for the previews moving forward, if you're a shrewd judge and you're interested in growing your profile or tipping up a few horses, join us on one of the weekly previews. And like I said, all fans will be welcome too. We're going to have the Casual Fan podcast for that. So we'll have 2 podcasts a week coming up in the near future. But yeah, for now, on the previews, I think it's best to have someone knowledgeable looking at the races and then have the casual fans on the Casual Fan podcast. Right, come to that in a minute. Right, on to Newmarket. In the 120, I'm going to go in the first race. I'm going to go with a first time out here. There's 2 very interesting first time out horses tomorrow. One is in Newmarket and one is in Doncaster. I'll come to the one in Doncaster in a minute. But Candiansmokeshow. This is really well bred, and these connections, you know, they're not slow. US Navy flag it's by. Ryan Moore booked to ride it, and I think it's very interesting that it comes here. Now, I do think the favourite will be very hard to beat. It progressed lovely, finished 3rd last Scott, but the favourite's 11 to 10, and this one is 7 to 2. And I'm just going to say that this could be a very decent filly. Now, she will have to be to beat the favourite, but connections have proven already they can win with horses first time out. So Candiansmokeshow in the 120 at Newmarket, I'm going to go a point win, 7 to 2. And then in the 225 at Newmarket, I'm going to go with Persian Force again. Look, I went with him in Ascot. I think he ran really well in Ascot. He just probably came up against what was a very good horse of Archie Watson's, who absolutely bolted in on debut. But he done nothing wrong. Now, he has got a couple of interesting runners against him. The Aidan O'Brien horse was punted off the board to win in Ascot as well. But I'll just give Persian Force one more shot at the 6 furlongs. He might just edge the other horse. We'll see anyway. But I think Richard Hannon thinks he's very good, and he's won the race umpteen times. So Persian Force, the 225, 13-day a pint win. And then in the 4:10 at Newmarket, Mighty Ulysses in the 5 to 4. Look, it's in a listed race. I just think it's a golden opportunity. The love affair is back on. Frankie Dettori and the Gosdens, and let's hope it's a fruitful one. I'm not going to say too much about the horse. He's rock solid favourite. He has some decent form, and a listed race looks the perfect opportunity for him on this card. So a pint win. I wouldn't put anyone off doing a little pint win Trixie on the 3 of them as well if you wanted, or something like that, and just put them together, or yeah, whatever. Anyway, I just want to touch on another race there in Newmarket. So you have an interesting horse here in the Bahrain Trophy. You have there's two or three interesting horses. Mascala, who heads the betting, who was ran well in the Derby and who had some really good form as a 2-year-old. But you have Walk of Stars, who's coming in here gelded. That's the key word, coming in here gelded. Yabir came in this race last year, similar, and absolutely bolted in. Now, Yabir runs a little bit later on the card, but he's gone a little bit off the boil. It's a race I'm just going to avoid. He's favourite for a race. Obviously, if Yabir comes back to his best, he'll win, but it's not a betting race for me. But this race is interesting. Do you go with, is it Saraya, or however you pronounce the horse Colin Keane rode in Ascot? I thought he ran an absolute blinder in Ascot, and he looks progressive for the Meads. Look, I'm gonna watch the Bahrain Trophy tomorrow with a view to the future with Walk of Stars. But I do think Walk of Stars is very interested now he's gelded. Can Lightning strike twice for connections? The gelded another quirky horse, Yabir, and look what he went on to do. Breeders' Cup winner, absolutely phenomenal, everything. So really good, and should have won the Shima Classic, only given way too much to do. Right. So that's an interesting race. All right, and then away from there, in the one, I'll make these quick because I am rambling on. In the 140 at Carlisle, Cappoquin, and the 320 at Carlisle, Pureness. Now, George Boohey's horses tend to be taking a run this time round, which is strange, but very good as well, because he's training these horses to progress. And I've never seen a trainer that had his first year with all these horses nearly winning first time out, 2-year-olds and things like that, to now having all these horses improve at racing. So he's really bought a nicer type of horse to improve, and he's also shown he can progress race to race. So what a trainer this guy is. So I think Cappoquin in the first race, going back to Sir Mark Prescott's filly, she's by Muhara, however you pronounce it. A pint win at 9 to 4, very unexposed, steps up and trip, should be winning a Class 5 race, 9 to 4, a pint win. And in the 320 at Carlisle, Pureness, a filly by Ivrash. Well, I hope she's a filly. I think she is a filly. It could be a colt. Anyway, it's by Ivrash. Ran well in Newmarket. Didn't set the world alight, but finished 5th and goes up here for True Connections. Ben Curtis on board. I think if she progresses, lads, she'll run well. And I think the Mark Johnson horse that was 3rd first time out could run okay, but that was a bad race. It was 3rd in, I think. Well, the filly that won it might be alright, but it was a bad race overall. The favourite was 1 to 3. I wouldn't back him with stolen money. Absolutely. It ran down a donkey in Yarmouth on debut. Mind you, that donkey won yesterday, but it was a bad race. So yeah, Pureness in the 320. And then, yeah, that's about it. So I have one more for the 708 in Newbury. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, we'll put it out, so 6. Splendent in the 708 at Newbury. I thought it ran well behind the rock solid filly the last day. It's only a week ago though, but maybe it needed the run. It's off a mark of 83. Should progress more. Looks to have a progressive profile. It's for the Coles, is it? Paul and Oliver Cole, is it? yeah, interesting. I think Rob Hornby takes the ride as well, and it's been strong in the betting. And when it ran the other day, I might have just needed the run, but they are backing up quick enough. Anyway, that's a lot for you for tomorrow. Enjoy the racing. Like I said, I will be doing a podcast on the Newmarket on Saturday. We'll be touching on, one second now, previewing the July Derby Cup, the Banbury Cup, the Superlative Stakes, and then on Friday, that's on Saturday. On Friday, we'll be touching on the Betts 365 Trophy, the Duchess of Cambridge, and then 2 extra bonus races. We'll be talking on Kilbeggan's Midlands National, their big race coming up on Friday, and yeah, the William Hill Summer Stakes Group 3 for fillies in York as well. So don't miss that. Check that out. Make sure and check out the lads. Conor Gartland's tips for the Scottish Open are out there as well on the channel as well. Yeah, so don't miss them. Big prices. Right, enjoy and keep following Colbert Sports, and let's hope for a good Newmarket. Like I said, I have a max bet on the service tomorrow. 7 points win. And I see him being well back now. He was 5-1. He's into 4-1. Let's get this money, boys, because he is a nice horse, and genuinely will be very disappointed if he loses. All right, take care and God bless.